A long way from home, these people drove 8 hours to set up a camping tent in the nation's capital.
The key thing is we want to give the message to the politicians here.
This is Washington, D.C.'s Freedom Plaza. Many here talk of other squares in the Middle East with similar names. They say those revolutions, like others before them, inspire them to act.
We want to do something different, and we're inspired by what they did in Cairo, what they did in Tunisia, what they tried in Madison, Wisconsin, and what you see and what Americans sit home and cheer for when they see around the world.
The mask it stands for Anonymous, which is a freedom movement. It's a human rights movement, and it really signifies freedom.
Christina McKenna has just quit her job as a waitress, and she plans to live here with her 2 children for as long as possible.
I think it's very important for it to be a safe space for children. We want to have a school here. I want to encourage other parents to bring their children so that we can teach them all together in the public square.
The place is strategic too, between the White House and Congress.
All these people here are already starting to occupy, as they say, this square. That means they're physically going to try to stay here as long as they can, camping out. They have sleeping bags and they've brought food. They believe that being physically here in the middle, in the center of Washington, where the decisions are made, is the only way to get a message across to politicians and the president.
And they got the president's attention. He urged Congress to act on his jobs plan.
Obviously, I've heard of it. I've seen it on television. I think it expresses the frustrations that the American people feel, that we had the biggest financial crisis since the Great Depression, huge collateral damage all throughout the country, all across Main Street.
The movement is called Occupy the Nation. It started in New York and has spread to other cities across the U.S. Some have criticized it for its lack of a unifying message. But many here say one of their strengths is in the diversity of its members, a message that cannot be summed up in a single cause, but is rather a general feeling of discontent. The question now is how authorities will react to this growing crowd that wants to set up camp permanently in several public spaces in the heart of the nation's capital. Monica Villamizar, Jazeera, Washington.